My booty. No, I'm just kidding.
She got a nice booty.
What up?
What's happening?
Okay, so we asked some questions on Instagram. So we're gonna do a relationship Q&A, and then we're gonna get to some of the questions that you guys asked us personally. Okay.
All right.
I'm DeQuilla.
I'm Daquon.
We are the Batches, and Dionne's down there playing. Okay, question number 1.
All right. First question was, did you date much before you met your husband?
Oh, it's me. Not really. I guess not. I have like 4 or 5 boyfriends. That's a lot. I don't think so. I say no.
Okay. Next question, did online dating exist and would you have used it?
It did. It
Of
still
course
does.
it did.
What about you? Would you have used it
I
if
mean,
you had met me?
nah, because I feel like Tinder and all that other stuff is basically just booty call central. So, and I wasn't really looking for booty calls, I guess. I was really looking for something simple, and that was standard and that was solidified instead of just a one night stand. So, yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't have used it. I'm just not that type of person. Nothing wrong with it, but I just don't do it.
To each their own, of
Yeah.
course. All right, next one. Where do you think is a great place to meet a guy?
Church. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
knew she was gonna say church.
Nah.
I knew
These
she was
days.
gonna say church.
Just really anywhere. You can even meet somebody on your social media and your DMs. It just depends on you and the person.
Spontaneous meetings are usually make the best.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a set place. I mean, you got good people in church, you got bad people in church. You got good people in the club, you got bad people in the club too. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of that time and wherever you happen to be in your life. So that being said, number 4, what qualities would you tell single ladies to look for?
Of course, somebody who is trustworthy. Somebody, preferably for me, somebody that knows God and loves God. That has strong family values. Someone that it's just all about you, basically. Somebody you can trust and somebody that knows how to communicate.
All right. Next question will be, what dating advice would you give to your daughter? So, seeing how that has come to volition,
I'm gonna check on our food.
basically just to don't fall for an attractive face or for a nice body or anything like that. You gotta truly be intentional about what you want, and you have to find that man that can basically match those intentions that you have, and he has to be trustworthy and truthful in all that he can do. You can't look for the here and now. You gotta look for 10 years down the line. Can this man provide for you? What characteristics does he have as a man, as a young man, and how will those turn into him? That will mold him into him as a future man. Because if you call yourself dating this man, the goal of dating is to eventually get married and to eventually have a family and carry on your gift of love. So with that, you need to find a strong man, but a generous man and a gentle man, a loving man, but one that can be stern and firm when he needs to be, and a man that can take care of his own and be serious, but can also be loving and playful at the same time. So that would be the advice that I give to my daughter.
Good answer. Long answer short. Just find a man like your daddy.
Depends, but whatever. Number 6. How did you meet and how old were you?
We met through my friend Candace, my best friend.
Which so happens to be my cousin. And there's our daughter, by the way.
How old were we? When did we meet? 2011?
Yeah, I had to be in my late teens. I was in college. And I went down to Houston for a family reunion. Like I said, her best friend was my cousin. So my cousin was just like, yeah, I have this girl for you. You know, she's pretty. And, you know, I think y'all really set it off. So I was like, okay, cool, set something up. Let's go out, whatever. So I met.
Hold on, you can't tell them the whole story. That's for another video.
Oh, whatever.
It's funny.
Well,
I didn't want nothing to do with him at first.
She didn't. We basically met through my cousin, and I had to be in my teens and seeing how she's about 4 years older than me. She was well in her 20s. So
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, did that hurt?
Okay. Next question. Did you play hard to get?
I did.
She definitely did. I was a full go, but I mean we here now, so apparently it worked. Number 8. Did you know he was the one right away? Did he know?
No. Well, I don't know about him, but I didn't until we started back talking some years later.
Yeah.
Like 4 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the second time we reconnected where I was just like, well, she's the one. Like, I wasn't looking to play no games with her, so I went in all the way and was just like, this is gonna be it. So. Number 9. What qualities did your husband love about you when you were first dating?
Oh, that's for me to answer. Oh, my booty. No, I'm just kidding.
She got a nice booty.
Wait, let me see. It's so long ago. I'm just kidding. I think that he liked that I knew what I wanted, that I was a very trustworthy person. I loved God. I was wife material, as he would say.
Yeah. Next question. Did you have a timeline for marriage in your mind before you got married?
I kind of did.
Same. I'm not the one to carry out a relationship 5-10 years and then think about getting married. It's just like, this person, you spent ample amount of time with this person, then why not go for it? You know, you claim to love them, and the profession of love is marriage. So why sit here and wait all this time? I can understand, maybe if you're still trying to get financially stable or in between, jobs or whatever the case may be, but I was stable. I'm in the military, and I knew what I wanted, and adding her to the concoctionary thing just made it that much better. So there we go. And last question for this section, question 11: did you have to nudge your husband toward marriage, or did it happen on its own?
I didn't have to nudge at all.
Not at all.
That's just for us, But
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we have just a few questions that you guys asked on social media. So we're gonna try our best to answer them and give y'all what, our advice and what we think about it. So, first question. You don't have to say who it's from.
Okay. So the first question that we got from Instagram is, do y'all argue when something ain't right?
We don't really argue, like yell and have we have one big yell and arguing like that, I guess. But like we just talk about it. We go to our corners, and I'm an internal processor, so if I'm upset, I internalize it, and I have to figure out why I'm upset. Is it valid reason? Then I'll come to him and talk to him about it. And it's just something that we set, so standards that we set while we were dating. was communication. And so we don't really argue that much, but we do disagree a lot.
We do.
We just talk about it.
And sometimes, we agree to disagree,
Yeah.
but we, like she said, we don't do the yelling and the cussing and the throwing stuff and kicking stuff over. Like, what's the point? When you have effective communication, you can take that time to go sit in your corner or go, blow off some steam and then come and talk like two adults and come to either a conclusion or just come to a consensus. And there's a difference between a conclusion and a consensus, but you can come together and just express how you feel and then move forward, and whatever your partner is asking of you, try your best to work on it and to bring it to light. So, yeah.
Okay, next question.
Next question from the homie. Do you believe there's a certain amount of time you should wait for someone to propose?
I think that it just depends on the female and the male in that relationship, or that person, those two people. For me, like he said, in my mind, I knew that when God sent me who I was supposed to be with, I would know. And I didn't really have to date years and years and years or whatever. I knew that for me, I knew that he would be ready, and it wouldn't be a long dating or engagement process. Because this is something I always wanted, and I was in agreement with God on that. But there's nothing wrong with waiting for 3, 4, 5 years, but unless there's no goal. If there's no goal, then we should talk about it. But if there's a goal to get married, and you're saying like, well, maybe we'll get married in about 2 years, something like that, and y'all talking about it, thinking about it, planning, then I would give that person time. But if there's no plans or no talk about it, then you should definitely open up that discussion.
Like I was saying earlier, men, you need to be intentional in everything that you do. If you are with this woman and you say that you love her, of course everything takes time. You got to learn each other in and out. But even Yeah, we had a few rough patches here and there, and we still continue to learn.
Yeah.
But it's not hard. You just need to do it. Just talk.
Yeah.
Say how you feel.
A lot of the times, like for women, I guess, or anybody, if I have something that I don't like, there's something that he did that I don't like, I'll talk to him about it calmly, or if I am really upset about it, like when he does leave his pants on the ground, I just calm down first, and I come to him. So I come to him out of love, or I'll just make it a joke or something, and then because usually sometimes most of the time people are joking, it's some truth behind that, and so I just say it all like. You just love your pants been on the floor, something sarcastic or something silly like that, and then he'll realize that, okay, maybe I should start picking it up or something like that. It just comes out smoother sometimes if you just say it calm or in a joking manner.
Yep. So, say what you mean what you say.
And talk about everything.
Everything.
That person should be your best friend, so you should be able to, it should be open enough for you to talk about anything.
Keep your shit off of social media and use your partner. Straight up.
Yeah.
Because...
And if you do have to talk to somebody, you guys should agree on one or two people that have a successful relationship or marriage that you guys both trust with your business, not your best friend, not anybody, just two people. We have two people, and so if I go to that person, if anybody knows our business, it's that one person or those two people. So
use somebody that is not going to take sides, but that's going to come and can play devil's advocate on both sides, but that they can get to you logically in a sense of figuring out your situation. And social media is not one of those places. I mean, you have people from all over the world that may ride with you from the to the death on social media, but ain't nowhere to be found. So keep your shit off of social media. Straight up. That is not going to help out the problem. So, next question is how do you remain calm and not anxious in the waiting and dating process?
That's hard. It's kind of hard. When I went through like a single phase or whatever, and it's not easy, but I will tell you that it's some of the best days of your your life. But I just threw myself into myself. I took myself out on dates. I just had fun. I did what I wanted to do. I wish I would have traveled more, but I did, what I wanted to do. I read. I got closer to God. You just keep yourself busy and productive, and when you're not looking for something is when you find it. So if you're constantly being anxious and thinking about it and things like that, then it's gonna seem like it's taking a really long time for it to happen. But God says to be anxious for nothing. So one thing, if you believe in God, I would just pray and ask God to help your heart, help you with that, and help you to be content in the season that you're in. And then before you know it, you'll have somebody or whatever it is that you're waiting for. So.
She said it best. When you're not looking for something, that's when it comes to you. And it's usually, we all like surprises. And so when something comes to you or somebody surprises you with something that you're not expecting, it feels good, and it's more worth, keeping, and you're grateful for the surprise. Mm-hmm. So I, was kind of in that same predicament during my single stage, like constantly trying to go out and look for a partner or for a friend, and not enjoying the time by being by myself. And I always tried to rush things or try to do too much, and then ended up getting hurt in the process. So I just kind of sat back and just chilled in the cut and just did me. Went out and made money, or hung out with the homies, or travel here, do this, that, and the third. And I found myself. I found more of my worth in myself and what I wouldn't allow when it came to my next relationship. And with that all being said, it helped me with everything because there was just certain things that I would not accept. And it also let me check myself as to where I was as a man to, see how I put myself out there on the scene to why I was accepting trash in the first place versus, knowing my worth and then, assessing from that point forward when it came to women. So you can't really put a time on your stages in life because, as she said, you don't know what God is putting you through or how God is testing your character or, the things that he's going to do in your life because it's unexpected. If God told you everything that he was going to do, then how could we love it and how could we be thankful for it, be grateful for it? It doesn't work like that. So use your season as a time to build yourself up and to learn more things about yourself, date yourself, and see the world for what it is because it's a lot of splendor in the world. And then when you come across that special guy or special girl, then you'll look back and realize, well, I went through that stage for this right here. And you can, when you give time to yourself, you go and thank God for that person or, for that relationship that you had because it was specifically from him and not from you just going out there feeding off of emotion. He came to you with love and with logic to create this person for you. So, yeah. Next question. Unlock the wife's phone because it's kind of retarded.
Time for update.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh.
Let's click on that. Hey, do I pull your hair?
Next question is what to do if a person lies in a relationship and they're lying.
Communicate. I would bring it up to them. Of course, if they already lying, they probably gonna lie about it. I would give them very few chances, and then I would make my next move. For me, I'm gone. I ain't got time to be messing with no lie. Okay, we got things to do, places to go. We ain't got time to be doing all that. So I'm not gonna waste my time. Especially if I know you lying and you not. And I know you lying and you still not trying to tell me the truth. I ain't got time for that. I played games already when I was younger. I ain't got time. Even when you're young, you ain't got time to play games like that. You don't need to be with nobody like that.
Facts.
They can't even respect you enough to tell the truth. Even when they know that they're lying.
Facts. My favorite game is Mortal Kombat 11. And I don't got, like she said, we don't got time for that. Barely anyway. So you sitting here lying out, through your teeth, and I know you lying. I'm gonna expose your ass, and then I'm going to move forward with my life, with or without you. I don't have. Life is too short, and there's 7 billion other people in the world, and I'm not finna sit here and stress over one person, especially if I know you can't even, like she said, respect you enough to tell you the truth, even if it is something that's gonna piss me off. Still be 100 because I can respect somebody that can tell me the truth and we still split ways versus somebody that's lying to me and I'm sitting here hurting myself and digging myself into a deeper hole and losing my sanity behind somebody who really ain't worth a shit. So I don't got time for it. I can play Boo Boo the Fool for so long, but after a while that clown mask is gonna come off and we're gonna get real gutted when it comes to some shit like that. Just being honest. So
I think we have one more question.
One last question.
Oops, sorry for my squeakies. Chair is rubbing against his.
The last question is why does a man make certain decisions without communicating with their spouse? Babe, can I go and kick this one off?
Yep.
So I don't know if I've necessarily done that. That'll be a conversation that me and my wife will have in private off camera. But coming from a biblical standpoint of that is that the man he's the head of his household. I was always raised by my stepfather that the man is the priest, the provider, and the protector of his household. So when it comes down to his domicile, he is the head honcho. He makes the decisions. He puts those decisions into action, and from that point forward, that's when everybody else falls in line. So why does a man sometimes make things happen without his spouse knowing? Is because when it's all said and done, if anything in that house goes wrong, everybody in his house is looking at him,
as my daddy would say,
to fix the issue. If the toilet's leaking, okay, daddy, you got to be the plumber now. Okay, if the baseboards in the house are messed up, okay, daddy, you got to be the carpenter in the house, and so on and so forth. So some things a man just may, I think it's more of not necessarily communicating with their spouse. It's just more of being assertive in the things that they need to get done or take care of, because they know firsthand what's going on. He's the leader of his household. Now, that's not me saying that I agree with that, but I think that's what happens when it comes to something like that. I do believe that you need to communicate any and everything with your spouse when it comes to your house, because she's just not
a dictatorship.
Yeah, she's not second fiddle to you. You're supposed to treat her as your equal in his household, but everybody does have a role too. So with that being said, like I stated earlier, you are the priest and protector and provider of your household. And when shit hits the fan, everybody's going to be looking up to you to figure out that situation. So he may just get an early jump on the ball and take care of said situation, or go out here and buy the $59.99 baseboards or whatever. I don't know how much if that really costs. I'm not a carpenter, but he's going to go and do that without letting you know. And then
he's probably just taking care of business.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. And then if it made you feel some type of way, then that's once again where communication needs to come into play. But don't go and just jump at him crazy like, why didn't you tell me about this? Yeah. Like, hey, babe, what was this all about? Or why didn't I know anything about this? And then your man, if he sees that he didn't, or maybe forgot, or he didn't communicate with that with you, then he's going to tell you, oh babe, I did this because I felt like it needed to be done, and I just wanted to go ahead and get it out the way, or whatever the response may be. But it shouldn't be like that all the time. And you two are equals. Mm-hmm. You are one. So while you both play different roles, you are still one, and everything needs to be communicated in that house, whether it be before it happens or after it happens. It still needs to be said and done.
And I mean, even if you're speaking on more of marriage when you're saying you're one, but whether you're married or you're just dating, especially in the dating stage, you have time to make set guidelines and communicate different things on what you will accept and what you want to accept before you get to the ring. So if he's doing something like that you don't like, then you should communicate that to him and set guidelines like, whenever you're doing this, just let me know about it. Let me know what moves you're making for our household. So that's just something that I would communicate to that person.
Not gonna lie, y'all, these chairs hurt my booty right now, so I had to get up and move. And on another note, my wife has these fancy flip-flops. I think they're the most comfortable thing.
You always wear my shoes. That's another thing.
I got her shoes on right now. They comfortable, I'm sorry. But yeah. Oh, so I read a Twitter post earlier.
You scoot over because it's talking like shit, we farting.
Oh, y'all know if I farted.
Yeah, you would.
I seen a Twitter post earlier, and it was from a white woman or a white dude, whatever the case may be. And they was talking about, does time in the pool count as a bath? And numerous white people were commenting, well, yes, I think it's considered a summer bath, and if chlorine can kill a toilet or kill germs in a toilet, it can kill germs on a child. And you know, my kids don't take baths all summer because they're in the pool. Look, that shit is nasty. Put your kids in a damn tub and let them wash themselves off, because chlorine can do some bad things to your skin too. And a swimming pool full of people, you know, people piss and poop and all this other stuff.
People poop in the pool?
Are you serious?
That's nasty. We need our own pool.
Yeah, so if you take your kids to the pool, cool.
Make
but
sure ain't no poop floating around.
make
first.
sure that you wash their ass too when they get out and when y'all get home. So
listen, I want to know in the comments if any of y'all, it don't matter what color you are, but do y'all do that? Do y'all go to the pool? Do y'all shower before or after? Or do y'all replace the chlorine water with y'all showers? Let us know in the comments.
And if you do, don't bring your children around my daughter or we are going to fight.
Let us know,
we
y'all.
don't have the time to be going to the hospital for anything other than things that we cannot control. But yeah.
Yeah, let us know. Well, I think that's it. Thank y'all for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah. And show us some love, share, comment, like, subscribe. Get me some water because I have the hiccups.
Yeah, we're gonna be making more videos about like lifestyle videos, vlogs, relationship, baby videos. When she start letting me do her hair more, hair videos. So yeah, so y'all like and subscribe and share our content. Till next time, bye.